Do you ever watch football and just marvel at what those players can do? Indeed, the athleticism on display at any given NFL game is simply mind-blowing. But every now and then, there's a player who goes above and beyond the level of athleticism that we typically see. These are the plays that leave fans in either stunned silence or screaming in disbelief at what they just saw. These plays remind fans of why they watch. Of course, with the caliber of athletes in the NFL today, the bar is constantly being raised. Yet, players keep finding ways to match or raise that bar with incredible displays of athleticism. These are the 10 most athletic, jaw-dropping plays in NFL history that still have us wondering, how did he do that?
He's got room. Lamar Jackson, open field, inside the 20. He is in. Lamar, spectacular. Touchdown, Baltimore.
At number 10, we have Lamar Jackson, who, in many ways, has set the bar for athleticism at the quarterback position. This play against the Bengals could be considered his coming out party for just how athletic and dangerous he was. He makes one sick juke, spins past another defender, and then he turns on the afterburners. Afterward, the Bengals had no idea what hit them because at the time, that kind of run from a quarterback was incredibly rare. It was also the top highlight from Jackson's 2019 season when he won his first MVP award.
Stutter step move, Kaepernick breaking to the clear. It's a foot race and nobody will catch.
A few years back before Jackson, a guy named Colin Kaepernick provided a sneak preview of what athletic quarterbacks can do. Officially, this play was 90 yards, but as you see, Kaepernick drops all the way back to his own 1-yard line before starting to move forward. So in a way, this is a 99-yard touchdown run. Kaepernick is able to initially duck past 2 defenders, and then once he decides to take off and run, it's all over for the defense. His burst of speed spends him past most of the defense, and then the last safety has no chance of even getting a hand on him. As far as 90-yard touchdown runs go, it's about the easiest you'll ever see, and it's because Kaepernick was a next-level athlete.
Stays in bounds. He might go 99 yards.
At number 8, we have an actual 99-yard touchdown run from Derrick Henry. While some consider him merely a bruising power back whose success is due to the fact that he's hard to tackle, Henry showcases his next-level athleticism on this run. First, he's able to sneak through the line of scrimmage and cut outside. He then delivers a vicious stiff arm to a defender before hitting his stride and sprinting down the sidelines. While Henry is at full speed, he gives a stiff arm to another defender and doesn't even break stride. He breaks one more tackle around the 20-yard line and maintains enough speed to outrun 3 more defenders on his way to the end zone. On this play, Henry proved that he has both size and athleticism. There aren't many backs in NFL history who could even dream of pulling off a run like this.
Wide open man, a flick into
It's common nowadays for players to leave their feet as they try to leap over or hurdle defenders. While it's impressive, they rarely land on their feet. On this touchdown catch, Jerome Simpson is an exception to that. He makes a simple catch on a crossing route and appears to have a relatively clear path to the end zone. When Simpson sees one last defender who's going to take a shot at him, he does a backflip into the end zone, and then he has the audacity to stick the landing. The defender completely whiffs on the tackle, but the way Simpson leaps, it's almost as if the defender isn't there at all. He just wanted to show off a little and score a touchdown in style.
Dougal, now Seattle with Carson. Oh my goodness, he landed on his feet. He's still up.
At number 6, Chris Carson pulls off a similar feat by leaving his feet. This is far from the only time we've seen Carson hurdle a defender. The former Seahawks running back, who had to retire early because of a neck injury, was one of the best athletes of his generation. On this play, he bursts through the line of scrimmage into the open field, and when he sees the safety come up and try to make a play, Carson simply treats him like a track and field hurdle. In fairness, the defender gets a piece of Carson, causing him to do a flip in midair. What makes this one of the most athletic plays in NFL history is the fact that Carson hurdles, flips, and somehow lands on his feet and continues to run. The athleticism and awareness to land after being flipped in the air like that is almost unreal.
Oh, look at this run. What a run. Marshawn Lynch.
Speaking of unreal, that could be one way to describe this amazing run by Marshawn Lynch. He didn't get the nickname Beast Mode for nothing, and this play is exemplary of how he got that name. Lynch breaks a couple of tackles near the line of scrimmage and then continues to shake off tackles on his way down the field. In the middle of the run, Lynch throws a stiff arm that sends a defender tumbling to the ground, all without breaking stride. When all was said and done, Lynch scored a 67-yard touchdown while breaking 9 tackles. The kicker is that the excitement of his touchdown registered a 2.0 earthquake, with fans screaming in disbelief at what he just did. At number 4, we have one of the true legends in NFL history, making perhaps his most famous run. During this 1994 touchdown run against the Patriots, the great Barry Sanders showed why he has the athleticism to match running backs from any era. He shows off his speed, quickness, and the ability to stop on a dime and change directions. New England's number 42 gets downright embarrassed on this play, as Sanders turns him completely around. Even on a field of great athletes, Sanders stood out as elite during one of the all-time memorable touchdown runs.
He's got the kicker to beat, and that's Noor.
Most punt returns for a touchdown show some level of elite athleticism, but this touchdown by Dante Hall in 2003 takes the cake. During his career, Hall earned the nickname the human joystick, and plays like this are why. First, he catches the ball inside his own 10-yard line, which would be a big mistake for most players. He then gets himself into trouble by backtracking even further with a huge collection of defenders in front of him. But because Hall is a special athlete, he keeps retreating as a way to create space, ending up at his own 2-yard line at one point. After shaking away from half a dozen defenders, Hall is eventually able to run away from them and into acres of open space. At that point, his speed was all Hall needed to get into the end zone. It was the kind of play that the average kick returner couldn't recreate in 100 tries. Fittingly, Hall set an NFL record with this touchdown, as it was his 4th consecutive game with a special teams touchdown, not to mention his 7th in 10 games dating back to the previous season. As a return man, Hall was something special, and it didn't get any better than this punt return. At number 2, we have what virtually every fan and pundit considers to be the best catch of all time. There are almost no words to describe this catch by Odell Beckham Jr. Who among us wasn't left speechless the first time we saw it? Despite having his jersey grabbed, Beckham was able to get off the ground. He then reaches his hand well behind him and somehow has the hand-eye coordination to grab the ball. He then holds onto the ball while falling to the ground and maintains control the entire time. Beckham even lands in the end zone for the touchdown, making the flag for pass interference superfluous. Even the TV commentators were in disbelief, describing the catch as impossible despite having just watched it with their own eyes.
Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down, jumping up in the air to the 30.
Finally, there's the most stunning and athletic play in NFL history. We've seen plenty of ball carriers leap over defenders, or at least attempt to leap over defenders, in recent years, but none of them have ever done it backward the way Saquon Barkley did on this play. For starters, we can't overlook breaking one tackle and pulling off a 6-spin move onto another defender, but that's ho-hum stuff compared to what comes next. Barkley comes out of his spin move and makes it appear that he's going to attempt another spin move on the next defender. Instead, he leaps in the air with his back to the defender. His legs get so high and so wide that he has no trouble at all hurdling the defender, who's 5 yards away in the opposite direction by the time he realizes what's happened to him. No player had ever had the gall or confidence to even attempt to move like that before Barkley, much less pull it off in such a spectacular fashion. And it's why this is hands down the most athletic play in NFL history. Now it's your turn. Which one deserves the crown? Drop your pick in the comments, hit like if this blew your mind, and subscribe.